Here's the exact framework that I use to build pain within a prospect without asking cringy questions. And this can be applied across any industry and any type of sales. In simple terms, we want to get the prospect to say, what I do sucks. If I keep doing this, my life will suck. I don't know what else to do, and I need your help. Step one is finding the problem. And this can be done with questions like, what do you feel like you need help with specifically? Or what made you want to hop on a call? Or what do you feel like you're struggling with the most? Any of those questions is going to help you determine what the prospect needs help with the most. Once we do that, then we move on to step two, which is getting them to admit that whatever they're currently doing is exactly what's causing the problem. This can be done with questions like, what strategy are you currently using that's getting you the results you're not satisfied with? Or just out of curiosity, is there a reason we're still using what's not working? Any of those two questions will get the prospect to admit that whatever they're currently doing is exactly what's causing the problem. And that takes us to step three, which is finding the consequences. There's no point in finding out all of their pain points if we don't add consequences to it. Towards the end of the call, if the prospects don't feel any real consequences to not solving their problem, they're not going to be buying. To find the consequences, we can ask something like, what happens if we keep living with this problem and we don't change anything for 6 months? What happens if we keep using this weight loss plan that does not help us lose weight? Or what happens if we keep using the sales strategy that does not help us close more deals? Once you ask that question, have the prospect paint the picture of exactly what life looks like if they don't solve the problem. So by this point, they've told us that their current strategy sucks. If they keep doing this, their life is going to suck because of the consequences, and they don't know what else to do. We can position our product or service as the obvious solution. To get them to relinquish control, all we're going to do is ask them something like, so what's your strategy to make sure you don't suffer with this problem anymore and suffer the consequences so that you can actually get to your goal? Once you ask that question, the prospects are going to tell you that they don't have any strategy to solve the problem, because if they did, they're not going to be on a call with you. So by this point, you should have a lot of pain from the prospects, and given you actually have a good offer, this will be a pretty easy close for you.